Okay,
It's like, oh, yep, not gonna work.
let's
I
see.
had it on Katie's
Not
picture
quite.
back there. If you leave it on the bottom of
Oh,
Katie's.
how come the balloon?
Okay. Well, we're live. Let me move over to. Did we lose you guys?
Nope, I'm here.
Okay, very good. Um
No.
record on this computer. Here we go. So, hello everyone. How are you tonight? It's Friday, February 14th, 2025. This is Goldfish Report number 1137. It's our weekly food for the soul. I'm your host and researcher, Louisa. Today's Valentine's Day. I mean, this is a great, great, great day for
We
people
love it.
to call in to Mark and ask questions about questions from their loved ones, dearly departed loved ones. And of course, joining us with us tonight is also his loved dearly not
Not dearly departed
not
though.
part
She's here. Look,
departed, but
she's right here. I can see her.
his beloved wife and co-paranormal investigator, Barb.
Yes.
Nice to see both of you.
Good to see you
Nice to see
too.
you too.
Happy
Oh, sorry.
Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah.
You're wearing pink or
Yes.
red
Kind
or
of a pinkish red, yeah.
yeah,
It's like a, it's funny. It shows up different on camera than it actually does in real life. The colors are funny lately. But anyway, everybody, a lot's going on. I had a very busy week, but it was all about the heart. It was all about love. It was all about how we treat each other and especially our elderly among us,
Yes.
who really, really, really are probably the most disrespected group on the planet.
oh yeah,
Okay, hold on a
yeah.
second.
And kids, elderly.
And it's hard when we have elderly parents who need a lot of support, and we have to be there to give it to them, of course. And it's just something that I don't think a lot of people do. There's so many people in, um, old age homes or, I wouldn't really call it retirement because this is, we're talking 30 years into retirement now,
Yes.
and as they're aging, and it's an issue, the aging population. President Trump has promised to provide support for people who are taking care of loved ones. And that's a wonderful thing. I'm waiting for that to happen. He has, though, well, we do have a confirmation this week of RFK Jr.
Yeah,
So just get ready. I mean, they're really starting
awesome.
to release a lot of information, and it's going to be very shocking to people. I mean, look, we've already seen what USAID has been doing,
Right.
and that's just the tip of the iceberg. So people should prepare themselves for completely unexpected news. But
Well,
back to Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, Mark, go ahead.
no, the other thing too, USA, wait until they get into the Pentagon. Wait until they get into the Department of Education. The
Treasury.
and the Treasury, all the monumental slush funds with kickbacks the size of Pennsylvania are going to be showing up. And it's
It's
like,
gonna be
and
shocking.
again,
Yeah.
you've probably seen this, know this, but if there is a politician that is complaining about, um, what is it, Elon Musk looking closely at where the money goes, that's because that
You
person
mean
is a
Elizabeth
corrupt,
Warren?
yeah, people, there's corruption.
Yeah.
They think of them as the poster children for corruption in our political world.
I'll be honest, you're right, and it's only 1% so far that he's done. Can you imagine, folks?
Right.
You just get ready. But I something really strange happened that I wanted to share with everybody, just to kind of start the report off until more people start to fill in. There was I think at this point it's like Elon Musk needs to leave his kid home. These are
Would
adult
you believe
situations
that?
that this kid sh is
Oh,
around, and he should
Yeah.
just be a kid.
Yes.
right.
But I mean, enough. So something happened. I want you to listen closely. I'm going to replay it a couple of times. Um, see if this is the
I
one because
saw that
did you
when
see it? Yeah. I mean, it's all right. Let me screen share this for you
Yeah.
because it's a little bit. and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it for just in just a minute and see what you think. Okay. I have to maximize this right
I
there.
saw the
Share
thing.
that and hold on. Okay. So take a listen to this.
You know, I wasn't even going to post on this, and I saw some clips that changed my mind, and I'll show you those in a moment. But first, Elon Musk yesterday, along with his son Little X, held a press conference in the Oval Office to discuss what Doge is doing, all while Donald Trump watched on silently from his cuck chair. And in the aftermath, one of Elon's fanboys shared this tweet that Elon reposted. It says, "History repeats itself," and it shows two images. The first image is a pretty iconic image of JFK Jr. playing underneath his dad's desk while he worked in the Oval Office. And the second is Little X seemingly bored out of his mind, crawling around on the floor while Donald Trump pontificates about what he liked watching from said cuck chair. But I can point out at least one glaring difference between these two situations. JFK Jr., as I recall, never had criticisms of his father while the press was there. Little X, on the other hand, has a lot to say, and there was a hot mic that caught some of it. So first is this little gem.
To restore democracy. This may seem like, well,
You heard that too, right? You're not
Yeah.
the president, you need to go away. I'll play the clip a second time. You watch and tell me if that's what he said.
to restore democracy. This may seem like,
That's what he said, but I'll go one better.
Wait,
Because he
I'm gonna
also,
play. Yeah, I'm gonna
while the press
replay it.
was
I'm gonna
there,
replay that because it
Little X, on the other
just
hand,
so you guys
has
can
a
really
lot to
listen and
say.
hear that.
And there was a hot mic that caught some of it. So first is this little gem.
to restore democracy. This may seem like, well,
You have
heard
to
that
go
too, right?
away.
You're not the president, you need to go away. I'll play the clip a second time. Just you watch and tell me if that's what he said.
to restore democracy. This may seem like,
That's what he said, but I'll go one
not-
better.
But you got to look at Trump's face. So you got to look at Trump's face as he says this to him. He had just given him a compliment, saying that Little X got one of the highest IQs. He's such a high IQ kid and all this, and then he sits there and insults him.
You need to go away.
Because he also said this.
The prices from one year to the next are the same, and their mortgage.
That one's clear as day. He says,
Whoa.
"I want you to shut your fucking mouth up." And there's already people who are
Oh
like, "Out
my
of the mouth
God,
of
I
babes."
didn't-
But let me just put this out there for your consideration. A child this young doesn't have this profound moment where he like tells off Trump. He just repeats things he's heard. So if he says you're not really the president, chances are someone has said that around him.
Yeah.
And he's repeating it. When he says, "I want you to shut your fucking mouth up," he's either heard someone say that to someone else,
Yeah.
or someone has said that to him,
His
Yeah.
dad.
and he's repeating it.
Yeah.
Either scenario is pretty disturbing. But perhaps the question we should
Yeah, yeah. Well, this
be
is it.
asking is the same one that Shay Jordan Smith asked on Twitter, which is, why the fuck is Elon Musk doing press briefings in the White House from the Oval Office? He is not an elected official.
Okay, so that's a very good point, which we could, definitely get into.
Yes.
But there's so many. At what point is he going to realize? I don't know what contract he may have with Grimes, the mother of the child, but it's like, you know, let him be a kid, leave him home. Why is he bringing
Yes.
him with him?
Yeah.
Is it? What do you guys think? Is it too much?
I thought I lost it when little X started picking his nose.
Oh, did he? I didn't
Yeah.
see that one.
I'm like, oh,
Oh,
my
that's
God,
funny.
this is like serious issue. And he's
Yeah, really.
It makes me think too that Elon may not be as hands-on as he's trying to portray, because he
Mhm.
might have, looked over and said, "Don't." I mean, if our daughter was picking her nose on camera, I would have
I'd
pulled
get
her
off.
aside.
Yeah. I'd
Make
get her off.
another immediate arrangement.
Yeah,
All right,
no,
honey,
that
you go
was-
play with grandma or something.
That was
Yeah.
kind of like a really bad choice during
Yeah.
that meeting because that was a really serious
It was. He
meeting.
was talking about huge things.
Yeah.
And don't bring your kids there to,
Yeah. Well, I want to welcome everyone who's in our live chat. We have Inger, we have Marisha, we have Heidi, DJ, and Amanda so far. So thanks for joining us. Yeah, what a mouth. And some people will say, "Oh, out of the mouth of babes," but no, I think,
Yeah, he
I
heard.
just wanted to know what other people thought because, is it me? I mean, I just
No,
don't think this is appropriate. Why does he,
people
why?
I know.
notice. I've heard a lot of comments. People had noticed that, but
So let's start out the readings tonight with Mark. What do you get on um, this comment that little X said about Trump not being the president? Do you get a read on that in any way?
I think that maybe he um, heard something along those lines. It
yeah.
feels like he did. I think that there's also a lot of media. There may not be Elon saying that. Let's keep in mind. I think Elon is beholden to Trump, vice versa. They're both, they're kind of partners in this thing to a degree, although the final word, the final say
Mm,
is Trump's. But I think that it could be other people in his little world, you
mm.
know. So um,
Do you think
I
that was the Trump double?
oh no, I looked
It
at him.
didn't look like Trump to me.
No, yeah, I didn't
No,
see that. I watched the thing
He
too.
looks like he's lost more weight. Like he looks thinner, you know.
right.
But
It does. It's not. In my opinion, it's not him. I think it's always been rumored that the blue
Uh,
tie Trump, that there's actually two, that the
oh
blue
yeah,
tie Trump was the double and the red tie Trump
red
was,
was the yeah.
yeah,
that's interesting.
was
Oh,
the other
so
one. Yeah.
maybe he was saying that to him because he knew he was the fake
Not
Trump.
because he knew that's what I said. The kids, they tell the truth though, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep that in mind. I didn't pick
Yeah.
up on that. I was
You're
more or
not the
less.
real president, so you have to go away.
I saw the kid picking his
What
nose
does he know?
sitting
Yeah, that's what I'm
on his
saying.
dad's head. So he might. So I mean, I wish I could say I knew all and see all, but
Yeah.
I do my best. I'm just this
Yeah.
guy caught up with watching a little kid picking his nose and hanging on his dad's neck while they're talking about the financial future of the
Oh my
United States.
God. I mean, exactly. Like, who would do that? I mean, I get it. So when Kayleigh McEnany was at the White House, she had brought her baby, her newborn baby with her. But never in the press briefing room. Hello.
Right,
Oh,
right.
no.
Yeah.
They had a little office and she had, a nursery in there or with a nanny or something. They had somebody watching the child there
Yes.
so she could be with the
I,
child.
by the way,
But
um, Louisa, my best friend's sister-in-law is Kayla McKinney. She's married
Or is
to
it daughter-in-law?
it
Or
she's married to her nephew.
that's right.
So that
oh,
would
cool. That's
Yes.
nice.
sister-in-law,
That'd be
He's a yeah.
nephew-in-law, or she's a niece-in-law. Niece-in-law.
niece-in-law.
Oh, that's
There you
interesting.
go.
Okay, there you go, in the family there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and she was one hell of a press secretary. And
Oh
if
my God.
anybody, if anybody was ever interested in being a press secretary, you need to study this woman because she was phenomenal. She was phenomenal
It's
as a press
great.
Yeah.
And
secretary.
she
And
kept it.
Sarah Sanders did a great job too. She had a different
Yes, I
style.
Yeah.
I
loved
was there
her.
when Sarah Sanders was there, so I
She was
left
great.
right before Kayleigh McEnany.
And
In
she's
fact,
a great governor too. I
oh
love.
yes, Sarah Sanders. Yeah, I love her dad. Her dad's just a wild.
Yep,
He's
Mhm.
yep,
just he's a great character, and very down to earth. Oh God, is he so
yep.
down to
Yes.
earth? And that's it for me. When you're raised in the South, it's very common to be very down to earth like that. It just happens to be. I don't know. It's anecdotal. It's not scientific or empirical, right? But
No,
it's
but
Right.
I
kind
mean,
of my opinion. Yeah. So let's go to our chat and let's see what's on the mind of our viewers today for Valentine's Day. Yeah, Marisha, you're right. Little X could tell that Trump was
A fake Trump.
definitely, yeah. But to tell him to shut his mouth, I mean, to be
you need to
so
go
darn
away.
rude, you need to go away. That's just something so much that is so typical a kid would say. You need to go away. That's a very simple statement that they could. It's funny. Yeah. So Mark wants to know if there's happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Um,
You know, and
Mark wants to know here, are any of my loved ones who have passed here tonight for me? And he had a little heart for Valentine's Day. So that's really nice, Mark. If you can tune in on Mark.
Okay. I'm hearing woman's name Lee, L-E, sounding.
Mhm.
I feel like there's a woman whose name has a strong E or L sound, Ellie.
Mhm.
Um, she feels like Um, I'm grandmother. It feels like an older woman,
Mhm.
but I don't have the name correct. Um, she is pointing at, I don't know, this watch. I'm not sure if she had a beautiful watch or it's your watch or something specific about the watch you're wearing tonight. She's telling me, I see it, I see it. So in any case, love. There, it feels like that she was there to be a very good. It feels like a grandmom because I feel like I'm seeing her with you as a child. So I hope that matters. It feels like love, attention, and nobody's fooled too. Let me add that. Okay.
Nobody's fooled. So, right, moving on with I hope that, helped you. Joanne, hello. Jane, hello. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Thank you for that, Mark. So let's see. We have Inger who would like to know if you have any messages from her mother who was crossed over, I guess. Your
Okay.
mother, yeah. I presume if you're asking Mark a question about a person, this person's crossed over or a pet. We're assuming that they're
Yes.
crossed over. If they're not, please tell us.
Okay. Um, Mom, I mean, it's not, sometimes they show up with stuff that is like, so of course,
Mm,
but if you haven't seen someone or you want a moment, like you want to hug your child. So it feels like there's hugs here. There's hugs.
mm,
Okay. And also too, I see little, I don't know if you've got little repeat marks of hearts around you, like stamps. I feel like they're little stamps or something, but I see these little hearts and kind of like in a disorganized approach look, but she is, I don't know if you had cupcakes today or a little sweet. I'm seeing like a little cupcake, kind of a little hello. It looks delicious. So mom is saying you're I mean she's saying love. There's a tension here.
mm.
And she also tells me to tell you to put out the trash. I don't know what that means. I think it's a metaphor, but put out the trash.
Okay. Interesting. Put out the trash.
Yeah.
We've got a couple other people here for Valentine's Day looking for messages from their loved ones who have passed on. We have, and if I take you out of order, please forgive me. All right, this is the deal. I need like corrective lenses for reading. For reading. I haven't broken down to get them yet, okay? I am working on it. But it's taken me a little while to kind of admit I need them. So I had to get past that first before I could actually get them. So bear with me if I accidentally take you out of order. It's just my eyesight, and I will catch up with you because I eventually do see them. So having said that, let me go back. Happy Valentine's Day. Again, I see Maria joined us as well. Uh, Jane, Joanne, and Amanda. So let's see who's next. I think Amanda. Mark, do you see me moving in the near future, maybe this summer? This is for Amanda Kennedy.
Amanda Kennedy.
Mhm.
Yeah, in fact, Amanda, I want to encourage you to start packing now, putting things in order now. Feels like that if you get the house, let the universe know that you'll be prepared to move. Um, for some reason, I don't know if you're not buying or you're moving to be with someone. I'm not seeing like a new house per se, but I think that the idea that you would either move in with someone or rent, I'm not seeing new purchase.
Mhm.
So I don't know why that is, but it feels like that you're in a very you would be in a happy place, but get your house in order, so to
Mhm.
speak. Purge things you don't need, because I think that by telling the universe you want to change by moving things into boxes so
Mhm.
that you can go is the right idea. Okay.
Okay, well, sounds good. Thank you for that, Mark. Who do we have next? Who do we have next? We did Inger, Jane. Yeah. Mm, no, we didn't do Jane. Do we do Jane?
I don't think so.
She says, "Do you see me publishing my book sometime in the future?" And is her past family, in support of the book? Jane
Um,
Hoffman.
let me see. One thing I feel like, Jane, that the book probably needs more editing. making it a little more concise. But yes, I feel like too, the family's like, do whatever you need to do. It feels like that you have a lot of like grist for the mill. There's great stories in it. There's great insights. Just look at how you might make it a little bit tighter, but it comes, feels like that you get it out to one publisher, get it out to a second publisher, get organized about three publishers, four publishers. I feel like that the more publishers, but I feel like that there is someone that is going to want to do this. I don't think it's going to be a huge financial boon, but it's going to be an accomplishment that you can build on another. All right, four publishers. Make sure that you've got. I don't think 18 publishers. I think like four or five. Get them out there. Make sure that happens, but not before. You might actually push this into next year with being very concise about how you do the wording on this. It needs to come down in length before you get it out there. And family on the other side says yes.
Cool. What a nice read, huh? Nice. Who is next? So I hope that helps, Jane. I hope that helps. Let's see. Joanne is here.
One thing,
She,
can I go back to Jane just one sec?
yes, yes, go
There's
ahead if
like
you have more.
a J name, male, Jay, Jeff, John. Feels like
Mm,
there's someone like that that shows up that
mm,
says, you're better than you know. It's like he's being like a fanboy, all right? Like a J name,
mm.
Jeff, or a James, something like that. And he's telling you to push it out there, and you'll be in a it'll be a rewarding experience. All right. Who's next? Who's my
Oh,
next victim?
yeah, so let's go. We have let's see. Just make sure. This is Joanne. She wants to know if any loved one is here for her tonight. Any messages for her? This is Joanne.
Joanne.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, Joanne, it sounds funny. I see like I don't know if you've lost a doggy, dark colored doggy. I see a little dog that shows up first and foremost. If you've lost a dog, feels like it's there. If you haven't had a dog, let me know. But I see that also too. I hear a guy's name too. Um, Kevin, Carl, K name sound shows up. And I'm seeing him holding a baby. So I don't know if there was a guy that he's on the other side, but he's holding a baby. So please think about that. And it feels like loving presence. Okay.
Well, that's so nice. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's so nice. Let's see who we have next. It's nice to hear about babies.
Yes, they're fun and they bruise easily.
We have Marisha Diaz, who said, Mark, my dearest friend Pat and her husband both died last year after taking the jab and boosters. I tried to tell them not to take it. Does Pat have a message for me?
Um, she's saying that thank you that you were right. There was She said, I keep hearing like a specific batch. Like I was given from a very she's calling it like a disorganized or lethal batch. So there were other people, if her and her husband both passed after the jab, I would tend to think that they may have gotten the jab, the somewhere at the same time or a similar time. So
Mhm.
they're saying that this is something we've seen from where we are, where many people, um, oh, she says there's many more people to come because of what this has done to immune systems. So she's saying be prepared for more people to pass that you know. It feels like that. There's like a small community of friends that may be fairly hard hit by the same, what I'll call a distribution center, a vax, I mean, um, a, a packet, something, there's like a way that they would put them all in one, um, group, and so it feels like it may have hit their community pretty hard.
Oh God, she just said a follow-up question. She said a few weeks ago, she asked you if you saw any cancer cells in her body, and you did say, unfortunately, yes. And she just had a biopsy last week, and you were right again. Spot on.
All right,
So
I'm
you know
really
what? It
sorry
it
that I'm
helped to
right.
prepare.
I
It
don't.
really, I know, but don't think of it like that, Mark, because you helped her be prepared for what was to come. So it wasn't, she
Okay.
didn't have that shocking moment. Maybe she had some time to even think about, how she wanted to handle that when it happened. So, but hi Todd, thanks for joining us. Glad to see you made it. So anyway, let's see. And she also said, um, you were also right about, oh no, this is Mark. We're going back to Mark now. Mark said, you were right about my health, neck issues. I had tests done and my thyroid is completely not working at all. Spot on reading.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
yeah.
you.
Excellent. I know. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Mark's amazing. His gifts are amazing. And the two of them together. I mean, I'm just so glad I know you both.
Well, Barbara has been, I still maintain that Barbara, and I said, Barbara, I think I'm seeing dead people. If she had said, what's wrong with you? If she had said that, I might
Then
have.
I said, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? That's
Yeah,
great. Because of her reaction is why you're here doing this
yeah.
that today. Because if she reacted any differently, you probably might not be here
I
because
might not be here.
you might
Very
not be
much.
here. So
So,
thanks, Barb, for being so super duper and
well, we actually had,
embracing Mark's unique gift the way you did, because you're helping him, uh, foster that and help other people in the process, Barb. So what a great team.
well, I got to tell you too, Barbara and I may be involved. It was so interesting. We had someone wrote to me,
Mhm.
referred to a friend because she's having problems with this woman. She's just an acquaintance, just met her. They're having problems with what she feels is a very negative spirit in the house. So I'm able to talk to Barbara a little bit about it. Like this is what we might be dealing with. We might go to where this woman lives in Florida. We're trying to figure that out because
Mhm.
Barbara has
Mhm.
her own business that she's doing
Right,
down
right.
in
Mhm.
Orlando area.
Right. Mhm.
So, but it's just really interesting. It's like we complement each other. So, for Valentine's Day, I'd say too,
Mhm.
if you've got a loved one in your life or you want this other person in your life, think about how they don't have to be exactly like you, but that there's a beautiful complementary nature to it is what matters. So that's how we've managed to, you know, I mean, she'll tell you I do certain things very differently than she does. Maybe she's better organized than I am in some ways, for sure. So I get it. But try to find this complementary energy in someone that you want to have in your life. Visualize it, imagine it. That's just a little. Oh, can I give you one joke, little thing too?
Mhm.
Um, I do talk to a lot of people who are struggling to find loved ones in their lives, trying to meet someone. And then as I get into the reading, I realize this person is very highly there isn't I'll just use a woman. There isn't much time in your life. You're managing kids. You have a mother that you're taking care of. You're doing two jobs. You take care of everybody. So the joke is unless you want to meet a burglar, you have to change your life. Go out, meet someone. And also too, one thing that comes up a lot in readings is like be seen. That's the one thing that you're with someone when and that can be meaningful when they see you very clearly. So I think that begins by being open to changing your schedule, being
Mhm.
open to going out in the world a little bit,
Yeah.
um, not covering yourself up, being understood.
Mhm.
Because I think so many of us, it's like it's not like there isn't anyone there for you, but if they can't see you or you're not being yourself, it doesn't mean you become an extroverted, crazy person. It just means, in a circle, in a place where you feel comfortable and loved or confident, be you, be
Mhm.
yourself. Okay.
Mhm.
That's a
Mhm.
little Valentine's advice from the psychic guy who sees lots of people who want to be in love or are in
Mhm.
love
Mhm.
and are struggling with it. Oh, one last thing is like I could be talking to someone who's a titan of industry. They're really important. They have great careers. They're doing all these things. And they've got this and that. But it never, it's like, and I'll get into all these detailed facts about
Mhm,
this
mhm,
is where your career is going. But it almost inevitably comes down to, um, but does she love me? Does he love me? It's like no matter who you are, where you are, it's a funny thing. People,
mm,
uh, you think that they're handsome, they're beautiful, they've got money, they've got the world on a string, and they still don't know if that person in their life truly loves them or should they trust them. So if you are facing a
mm,
question like that, you are not alone. You're a part
mm.
of a
A
immense,
lot of
a lot
people,
of
a
a
lot of
large
Yeah.
people.
sample, large sample.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really great advice though, because I mean you can see it from different perspectives from where you're sitting. So it's, you know, it's great to have that perspective. So that's good advice. You're right. You're never going to find people sitting in your house. That's for sure.
No, and it's like even if you're active on online dating,
Mm,
some I think that works for a distinct minority of people.
mhm,
But being out and doing something that you love is a great way to find
mhm.
someone who will love you.
Right. Right.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. Um, okay, so we're going to continue. We have a few more questions here. Inger, you're so funny. She's laughing at that you have garbage to take out. Inger, let us know if that makes any sense to you. I don't know if that was figurative or literal, but would be curious to know. She's laughing. She put a laughing sign in there. Maria has joined us too, and she says, "My cousin Claudia had a stroke. Is she going to be okay? Oh, is she going to survive?" Is what she wants to know. Her name's Maria Molina.
Man,
She
Maria.
she wants to know about her cousin
I
Claudia.
think that she does survive, but it feels like it's a bit of a um, I feel like that I can talk. It feels like she's going to have some delays, but she begins to get on the road to recovery. I
Hmm.
feel like I feel like that it's labored talking, but she's working at it. She feels determined to get past this. So I would say her personal spirit and desire to overcome gets her a long way through this. I feel like that she has more to live for. So yes.
Hmm. That's great. That's good to hear too. Um, yeah, we have talked about Fenben. In fact, I'm taking it currently. Everybody should be taking some fenbendazole. Now we have Todd. Oh wait, before Todd, I have a question from Mark. This is from Amanda Kennedy. She says, "My dad died suddenly a few years ago, and I was wondering if he has any messages for me or my sisters." This
Um,
is Amanda Kennedy. Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Uh, You know what? I don't know. He says that he shows that there was either um, some squabbling or some difficult words between family members, turning on each other a little bit. And he says that there wasn't anything anyone could have done differently. It was truly my time to step to, as he says, it step away. He says, "I'm very proud of both of you. You're both." He calls out and says, "Amanda, both of you may be a little bit pig-headed." So, or a little bit stubborn. And he says that don't let that get in the way of like trying to understand each other better. He says you're both very smart, very intelligent. Um, Rely on your intellect and your ability to get past things. And the two of you, I mean, it's sister. I feel like that there's another. It just feels like there's been some. Every family has squabbles. She says, try to actively make it a goal to set that aside, and that will make him happy.
Is that it? Okay. That was thank you for that message. We have Todd wants to know how's my Diana doing, who's
Um,
passed on
uh, Diana. Um,
for Todd.
okay. Diana. I feel like Diana. I don't know why she takes her ring off. I'm not sure if there was either a breakup or if there was something like that. I don't know. I just see her taking a ring off, but she says, "I'm fine." Um, there is still love. There is still very much love. Then I hear like some music, like I don't know if someone had a singing voice that she could sing. I hear la 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 la. So music, beauty, and ring on and off, on and off. I don't know why that occurs, but she says, still love you.
And that's it. Is that it?
I'll go. How about I'll go, Fini? That'll be your signal. Fini.
Okay. So we have
That's it. No
hi
more.
everybody who for sorry everyone joining us.
No choking.
I know. Joanne says her little dog Rocky passed a couple of months ago, and she says I hope that he was him who came through tonight. Rocky, her dog
Well,
Rocky.
oh yeah. Well,
So
if
love
you
our animals.
I really see this cute little guy showing up. So if he passed a few months ago, there's got to be him.
Okay, then we have Daniel joining us. Hi, he has a question as well. Says, when will my star journey begin? February or March?
Um,
I don't know what he means by that, but you can.
um, Daniel, I feel like I'm seeing you stepping into what I would call like taking a large exaggerated step. Like, almost like when you have to get into a tub, you have to make an exaggerated step to get in for not like a walk-in shower, but a tub shower, something like that. I would say that you've already made this step. You've already made that determination. I'm not sure when you say a star journey, my sense is that you're stretching out your time here. I don't think you're passing, if that's what you're referencing. I'm not saying that, but I feel like that you've taken what we would call an extraordinary step to make your life more interesting, and you've started that. All right, no need to wait.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see if that makes any sense. Yeah, so Todd is saying that Diana had gotten a sarcoma from wireless mouse exposure in 2001 at the age of 36. So her wrist, I don't know, did maybe she took the wrist off because it was swollen or swelling. I don't know if that was maybe what it was, but
Oh, all right, because I
that's
was
what,
seeing like this. My motion is like
yeah.
this, so maybe that was the sarcoma I saw, but it was like a definite a hand gesture. So
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
that's what it
Yeah.
looked
Okay.
like.
So
So
that would
maybe
make
that's the
sense.
okay.
Yeah, that would be no problem. Yeah, so uh yeah.
Well, we
You
can
know
look.
what? My cat passed away a couple months ago. Maybe do you have any messages from my what did we call her? Let's see. Well, Sandy was her name.
Sandy.
Yeah.
Um, uh, she says, I don't care about how, what happened with the body very much. Feels like save the ashes. Did you save the ashes?
No, there's no ashes.
Well,
It's
she
about
said, I don't care about the body. I know that you cared about me. Feels like that. I'm not seeing like a normal, like a big burial or anything like that. Feels like that she says, I stepped out of your life when my time was done. Uh, I know that you loved me. I know that you rubbed my ears when I needed it, when I wanted it, rub behind the ears. I needed that. I loved that. Did she have kind of a funny, did she have like a scratchier voice, or was there something like a little bit different? I mean, it just feels like her voice, a kitty cat, a lot of cats may sound the same. She sounded a little different to me. I don't know if that rings a
Hmm.
bell.
Okay, I'll think about it. I mean, I was used to it, so it's hard for me to kind of judge at this moment, I think.
All right. Um,
Yeah.
so let's see. So I can take more questions, but if you
Yeah.
wanted to tap a couple of other,
Yep.
topics, and then we
Yep.
can get back
Let's
to
see. I'm going to go back into the chat and see. Is
anybody
that
has.
me? Someone is asking. Oh my God, Todd said her arm was amputated. Ooh, oh, that's heavy.
Oh, because I was,
Oof.
that makes,
Oh boy.
uh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It was really like going like this.
Yeah. Oh
I thought
my.
ring on and off. What does that mean? So. Okay.
He said it was from Bluetooth. I mean, that's scary to think of that.
Yeah, how many of us have
Mm,
Bluetooth? I'm sitting next to
we're all
Bluetooth
using it. I'm using it
keyboard.
right now. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan, I hope that was a good he says thank you very ever so much. I hope that made sense to you. So, these don't have to make sense to us. They have to make sense to
No,
you,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That happens a lot, where
Right.
I don't know what this means, but
Right.
throw it out there.
Yeah, but that's why he was explaining that because he knew it didn't really like you saw it how you would understand it,
Yes.
but then he filled in the blanks. So, and that's just how it works in these readings. That's what makes it so unique. That's why it's great to have that feedback so that so
Thank
that
you.
we really know that Mark's acknowledging that. You might not know all the details about it, but he's acknowledging that. Yeah. Oh, you do comprehend that. Great. Okay, excellent, excellent. So,
I kept
so,
saying,
so he
oh,
got the
yeah,
message, definitely.
yeah.
We have um Marina has said, thank you. Good news. Thank you so much. And someone is asking whether the big meteor is going to hit the Earth. Do you see that happening anytime in our future?
I feel like it's supposed to happen in a few years. I do feel like that this is something that can be nudged. It feels like uh, the end of our planet is not going to occur with that meteor coming close. It will become noticeable in the sky, but it will not end life here on Earth.
Mm,
Feels like it will, they can disrupt it. It feels like that the United States, and
mm,
it sounds like like a sci-fi movie. Feels like that there will be efforts to um, deter,
mhm,
change,
mhm.
destroy this object.
This object, yeah. Look, we have directed energy weapons that can blow up, 111-story buildings. Why not, hit an asteroid?
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yes.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? While we're waiting for more questions, do you have any predictions for us for what's going on in the world and geopolitically or anything yet? I mean, how do you see this? Well, let me ask you that first, and then we'll go from there.
Well, well, I mean, go back to this thing. I feel like that border issues will continue to become more contentious. I
Mm,
feel like I see the United States stepping into Mexico to attack cartels. I see, you know what it is I see like a soldier from the US stepping across a border into Mexico. And it feels like it's very purposeful. Feels like that there's going to be assassination. Oh, shit. I feel like that I am going to see another assassination attempt. This time it wouldn't be Trump, but it would be someone else. Um, Very high level. They survive. It hits them. They come back. This makes, if anything, the more they shoot at the current administration, the more determined they become. So I would
mhm,
say that there is going to be more armed
mhm,
conflict,
mhm,
that there is like shocking assassination attempt
mhm,
that would probably get around. My voice is getting all messed
mhm,
up here.
mhm, mhm,
Getting around some of the even with increased security, there are people who can be compromised.
mhm,
Mind control
mhm.
feels like
Oh,
that's going to play a factor. Okay,
like
so
little X.
yes,
He's probably chipped. I mean, before some of you came in, I played a video of little X in the Oval Office telling Trump, "You're not the real president. You need to go away." And it was heard on a hot mic. So it picked up
yeah,
this little boy who's 4 years old saying this to Trump in the blue tie. And then he says, "You need to shut your mouth up.
yeah.
You need to shush your mouth up." He says this to the president of the United States,
Well,
and
clearly he
you
has.
got Trump's reaction's hilarious. I mean, but it's always been rumored that the blue tie is not the real Trump. They all have body doubles. All of our world leaders don't, because they can't be literally in all places in all times, and that they have such a hectic schedule. But mostly it's because of assassination attempts, and so for security purposes. Go ahead, Mark.
I got a question too. Like Barbara, you know more about this than I do. Maybe you do, Louisa. I'm seeing like a Chinese tiger. I don't think this is the year of the tiger. I don't know
Oh,
why.
the snake.
It's no, but I'm seeing a tiger.
Oh,
How is the tiger related to Chinese imagery.
Mhm.
Uh, what does the tiger represent in Chinese culture? Because I feel like
Oh,
tiger takes on a role
right.
in related to China. Feels like that they're going to be one thing I will tell you, feels like that China does go on the offensive. They're not going to stand and take, just be there and have Trump dictate.
Mm.
So the actions of a tiger related to China feels like it starts to come together. So if someone wants to look that up, I don't know, Barbara, if you what do you
Yeah,
know
I
about?
had to deal with that
Mm.
when I was doing feng shui
Yeah.
design.
Hmm.
And in the space, you always had to keep the tiger at bay, which means the tiger had to be controlled.
Hmm.
If it got out of hand in the design, the tiger symbolized part of the design, then the room wouldn't work. So maybe that was they have to keep the tiger at
Mm.
bay, which maybe Trump is the tiger, you know?
Well, what it
Yeah.
says here is that the Chinese tiger, it symbolizes bravery and strength. The
Right.
tiger is best known as the king of the beasts throughout the Chinese culture. It has been used for soldier, a talisman for
Hmm.
soldiers, signifying the animal's importance as leader and how it is one where demons would be unwise to tread. So,
Hmm.
if the Chinese, if the tiger represents soldiers, um, I don't know if we're
Or
going to
just
see Chinese soldiers on the move.
or
So,
Trump
No,
is
they're already here anyway. Do
yeah,
you
but
see like a World War III scenario unfolding?
Um, I feel like that there are too many people unwilling to take on the United States, even in our weakened state. I feel like
Mm.
that we're struggling with certain things that are not. We haven't gotten all our ducks in a row, but we are in the process of that.
Mm.
However, there's still great fear that the United States might be able to um, win even a very surprise attack. I
Mm.
don't think they're willing to do that. I think they want to take us apart piece by piece.
right.
Hmm.
They're going to try um, small assaults, trying to weaken us. And so,
Sicken us.
and they've done that for years during the past
Hmm.
administration where
Hmm.
so many things seem to go wrong. And that, or, it's like it was more, I really do feel like that we were being attacked from the inside under the last
There,
administration. I hate to say it,
can,
sorry, but that's how it looks to me.
can I tell you something about China? Because I've actually had to work over there.
Hmm.
And the thing about China is they're very what I learned about them was they still are in the imperial mind where the leader is he is their king basically. And so, and then he under him are his generals. They still have that
Hmm.
emperor mindset,
Hmm. Hmm.
even
Hmm.
in their life. And they have a big thing about saving face so that they don't do things like America, we're just full force. We go out and, make no excuses. We just do stuff and clean it up later if there's a mess. But China, because of the whole idea of saving face, tend to do things very quietly, like subliminally. And so they're not, that's, because they were behind
Hmm.
the shots or the COVID thing.
Hmm.
Um, I think they're doing a lot of things right now, weather manipulation. So they do things not out blatant in the open.
Sneaky.
And then they take tiny steps. They're very patient. They plan hundreds of years in advance.
Hmm.
They're probably 30 years into.
Hmm.
So I remember when I was working for Disney, and it was, about 25 years ago or so. And Disney set up their first manufacturing consumer products plant in China. and they sent my boss over there. And I remember just thinking to myself, wow, this is like the beginning of the end because, a lot of companies that we had worked with in America went out of business.
Mm.
And so, they've been coming at us probably since Nixon opened up China, so
Did you
so
design the characters for the Happy Meal by any chance?
the Happy Meal, McDonald's,
Yeah,
no, I didn't. Oh,
you didn't
for
do those?
me?
Yeah,
No.
or for Disney or anything like that? Did okay. I was just wondering because I know people who did that. Go
I
ahead,
might have
finish.
done
Hmm. Yeah,
for Beauty and the
Disney.
Beast or something.
She had a lot
Hmm.
of
I did a lot of
stuff with Tim
different.
Burton or
Yeah, I
Tim.
did stuff for Nightmare Before Christmas.
Cool.
But anyway, so that's just my take on it. They won't blatantly come out and, oh, there's ships off the,
Yeah, you
they'll
know,
do it quietly and integrate in our society. And
Infiltration instead of invasion. Yeah.
it's I think it's a very scary tactic because it's insidious, it's like a
Mm-hmm.
cancer that
Mm-hmm.
just keeps growing,
Mm.
so yeah, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
that they're here, they're here already.
They're here. I
They're
have
here.
some more questions in the
okay,
chat if you want to
sure.
want to get to that. Let's see, yeah, because we have a few minutes left. So, Joanne wanted to know, her friend's son Sam and daughter Mia, um, passed away. I think they passed away. How is my friend's son Sam and daughter Mia since they
Okay,
passed a couple of years apart? This is for Joanne.
okay. I get this visual of water around one or both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing someone jumping into water, being around water. I'm not sure if water had to do, I'm not sure if that was quite literally a water accident for one of them,
Mm.
but I feel like that it looks like that they're diving, they're moving into what I would call a different uh, um, consciousness. It feels like that they're not here. So where are they? It's like it's almost like we're on land. They went into water. They changed their surroundings. I feel like that the son is like saying, I can talk very clearly now. Sam, I can be very clear now. I uh,
Mm.
struggled. I had mental health or like addiction trouble. Mia feels like I'm seeing Mia kind of collapse or fall down for some reason. It seems almost like she's just runs out of energy. If this isn't cancer, I'm seeing her just like fall down, fall apart, like just very suddenly collapse. It feels very sad. Where they are now is that they said they're both in a very clear state of mind. They both are very articulate about the fact that they love their parents. There is someone taking responsibility. This diving, moving into another realm, the water feels interesting to me. If there's anything related to water to one of them, but Mia feels like she collapsed, and then the guy, Sam, it's like was involved in his. He took. It feels like he must take. I take responsibility for my passing. So,
Mm.
but they are both in a better. They're both clear. They both miss their mom. Their greatest pain is not being able to tell her they're okay. They're saying, "Please tell mom we are okay. We are not in pain. We're not being punished."
Okay, interesting. Thank you for that, Mark. We have, I wanted to also pull up a reference or a resource for anyone else. So we had a reading regarding friends that passed from the vax, adverse bad batch or something. And in
Huh?
case you wanted to know, in case anybody wanted to know about their batch, um, who's gotten vaccinated, the COVID vaccine, it's called howbadismybatch.com, and it goes
Uh,
by the state, and it tells you. by the state, the number of fatalities or this one's deaths. Yeah, they're all deaths actually, unfortunately, and by state and whether it's blue or red, and also the number, the batch number. So it'll tell you how many have been reported under that batch number. So if you have any concerns, you can definitely go. And there's definitely a correlation here. Um, when you look at this layout, like it's clearly the red states are more concentrated. Greater number of red states, it looks like that the worst, most deadliest batches went to the red states.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Wow.
could see that well, this is in alphabetical order. No, is it or not? I can't tell. No, it's not enough. It's in order of, I guess, the number, right? The deaths per 100,000. So this is 19.5. So like Kentucky had one of the highest death rates for this batch right here. So I definitely suggest you looking it up. I mean, so many people are just still having a hard time even having the conversation with loved ones. I mean, I recently got together with some people who were like whispering to someone else that they were having adverse events after I told them not to get it. I said, I don't think this is a good idea. And then, they didn't want me to overhear it. Nobody wants to be told, I told you so. And you shouldn't either. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like it was a choice everybody made. You had, the right to research it and not research it. I mean, people trusted their doctors, and now we see a very different story. And you know, it's but that's a resource people can go to if you are worried about,
Yeah.
if you've had the COVID vaccine, you want to look for uh, you know, uh the batch number that you had. Let's see. Mia did collapse 1 week into freshman year of college after the jab. You're right, Mark. She collapsed, just
So
like you
low.
said. Yeah, you are so on spot here. And it's a full moon. So
Oh, it is
Oh,
tonight.
really?
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well,
not
I'm
just
pouring some juice from it. What can I
there
tell
you
you?
go, there you go. Yeah, it's really energizing you. Let's see. Was there another one? If I missed anybody, please type a note and I'll scroll back up and look. But I think I did get all the questions. Um, I think I did. Let's see. Yeah. So
One thing, were we going to
you said
talk
you
about?
saw I'm sorry. You said you saw an assassination attempt. Was that
Yes.
on RFK Jr.?
I wish I could
Couldn't tell, huh?
couldn't tell, but it feels like um cabinet
Probably.
member. Cabinet
Kevin.
member. Okay. So
Yeah.
the idea that RFK Jr. might be an unfortunate, very popular choice for being
Yeah. Target.
someone wants to
Hmm.
be part of this historically
Hmm.
horrible family,
Hmm. Hmm.
assault on the Kennedy family, which is
Yeah.
just think about it. But
Uh-huh.
there are twisted people out there that
Hmm.
do the craziest, worst things.
Bless you, Barb. There's Cheryl Westendorf. She has a question
Okay.
before we sign off for tonight. She says, "Does my mother have a message for me?" Cheryl Westendorf.
Um, Cheryl, oh, she shows me that you're not moving. I get this visual of you like being like you're settled where you are. You are settled in your home. It's like I think that she's talking about where you are is where you need to be at this time for the next year or so. But no need to move. No need to make. Oh, another thing, just don't make rash or sudden decisions. You don't have everything you need yet in the way of information. You will be taken care of. You'll receive guidance that will help you make better choices, a better choice. Don't rush into anything. No need to move. Stay where you are.
Okay, we have another question, but I don't understand it completely. Um, so I'm asking her to clarify the question. And this has been, oh, she retracted it. Okay.
All right.
You can rewrite it, Amanda. It's okay. Whatever, if you want to rewrite that, that's fine. I just didn't quite understand. I didn't quite understand it. That's all. So this is Valentine's Day. I want to wish everybody out there happy Valentine's Day, and I hope you, have at least say some prayers for some people who you love. If you don't have a honey bunny next to you, like Mark and Barb
Honey
Yeah,
bunny.
yes.
or Charlie Brown. That works too.
Charlie
Great
Brown.
Babu.
Yeah, great baboon.
Sally would call Linus her big babu or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, the babu.
Okay, so this is Amanda's question. She says, "Do you see me meeting someone new?"
Um, you know what, Amanda? I see you doing like a spin around, like you're think. To me, it's almost like change. It feels like you're having more fun. I see you doing a spin, so I would say yes. But before you do that, do like a little. Uh, Take a little time to think about. It's like I see you doing a spin and it's like, ta-da, I'm here. So it's almost like think about what you want people to see in you, around you,
Hmm.
about you first. What is the thing that you want to communicate first? Do that. And it feels like, yes, I feel like I love this little, I'm here. It's like a little quick spin, ta-da, here I am. So do a little ta-da moment. Think about how you can, um, raise your profile, be playful. There's infinite playfulness in this. Try that, be that, okay? You're such a strong, credible person. Don't let, it's okay to be a little silly and vulnerable. Okay, be open to that. Be a little vulnerable.
She said, "Thank you, Mark." And also, Barb, thank you for weighing in before on, your experience with the Chinese culture and helping us understand a little bit about what Mark's, insights are. I mean, is there, Mark, do you see in it, do you have, could we go like till 5 after? Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the financial system that is
Yes.
changing because I wanted to know what do you see in terms of, can you give us any predictions? I mean, there's things and then things you know what I mean? Like things in two different ways. So, but either
Sure.
way, it doesn't matter. What can you tell us? Let me ask you this, do you see a crash or do you see like a hard hit
I
when you
see a
do?
hard landing. I see
Okay.
hard bumps, but I also feel like that Trump is trying to mitigate that.
Okay.
I feel like that we're about to enter a time of turbulence. And to me, this means a little bit of a hard landing and then we get settled. It's almost like it's an adjustment. In fact, that feels very much like it, an adjustment, a change. Feels like he's going to make some wholesale changes that we're seeing as we sit here. But after that, things will get better. This is not the time to, I mean, I feel like that watch your money, be a little bit careful with it. I feel like too that I get a broom coming out. Like we're going to clean up, we're going to change things.
Mm,
So broom, broom, broom,
mm,
broom. So to me, after the turbulence, there's some fallout, but then I mean, this isn't years of turbulence. This
mm.
feels more like months of turbulence.
Okay, but are you
Because,
seeing it soon or how
yes,
soon? Like
I
how
feel like
imminent do you
within the
think?
next 2 months, and then I also feel like that there's a lot of people looking at how do we manage our income? How do we manage? Um, I feel like currency is going to become a very hot topic in the
Mhm.
news because people are recognizing that, uh, for one, China manipulates its currency, other people are
Right.
manipulating their currency. Um, how do we come about with more workable solutions for international trade?
Mhm.
I'm hearing this as we sit. So I do believe that there will be a renewed focus on how do we trade internationally? How do we stabilize currencies? What are we going to do? Feels like that you're going to see some significant
Mhm.
shifts before
Mhm.
that happens.
Okay. Um, that's good. We have Cheryl also wanted to know, she says she has a son. We'd have to have his first name, Cheryl. So if you could put that in there. Someone also wants to know about the predictions for Social Security. Will that be getting better?
I think it
You
does.
see?
I'm
Mm,
I'm I'm expecting Social Security to
mhm,
not be destroyed. It feels
mhm,
like that they're finding enormous fraud within that, which
Yeah.
is making it, some people want the fraud there because they want to create uncertainty for seniors. And so I think it's going to get better. I'm
mhm,
planning on it collecting
mhm,
Social Security, and it feels like it's going to be stabilized when we find out that, how many 150-year-old people are getting Social Security in other
Or
countries.
they reuse the
In
numbers.
other countries, yeah, or they reuse the Social Security number. I know exactly. It's like how
There's
many dead
no,
people were on the
there's
rolls of the
nothing,
when they
yeah.
voted. It's like dead, yeah.
Well,
Cheryl said her son's name is Adam. He's 42. Will he ever have, do you think Adam will meet somebody, have someone special in his life, and
Um,
possibly win?
all right, I got it. I don't know that Adam is all that really ready. I don't see Adam making I wish I could say yes, but I feel like Adam isn't sure of himself or what he wants. I feel like I see him finding happiness in a way that maybe doesn't make mom particularly happy. But I look at Adam and he's not really focused on finding that other person very much, it seems like. And it's not what you want to hear, but I feel like he's not unhappy or it's not like the top priority in his life. He wants to I feel like he's like, I want to make my own life better. Could it happen later in life? Yeah. I feel like he ultimately wants to, but that's finding that important other person is not his top priority at this time.
Well, that's good. Different strokes for different folks. I know it's not what mom
Yes.
wants to hear, right?
No,
But we have to, realize, our kids are, have their own lives and it doesn't, we can foster them as much as possible, guide them in the right direction, but ultimately it's always their choice and it's
yeah,
not
amen.
always what we want to hear, but
No.
what are you going to do? You try to guide them and your parents too, guys, I mean, it's not always that easy. I know some people out here, in our other, people in our live chat tonight have kids too. It's just the nature of, and it's like a slap in the face as a parent, but hey, what are you gonna do? You can't keep your kids forever. They're going to be grown adults, and then the relationship changes. It's not a parent-child relationship anymore. It's two adults and one wiser than the other. So it's kind of, and then when they get really old, then the roles switch and then they become like, toddlers again. I'm sorry.
yeah. They
It's real
become
Yeah.
tough.
Yes,
caretaker.
very
So, so is that it, guys? Do you have anything? Yeah, his name's Adam. So I hope you. Sorry, Cheryl, wasn't if it wasn't what you wanted to know,
Yeah,
but you
I've
know
been
what?
forgetting it.
It's what makes him happy.
Yes.
So he's
Yeah.
happy really with what he's doing. So
I could
that's
see
always a good
getting
thing.
in a relation at 50, maybe,
Yeah, yeah.
and that I feel like he's in the process of fixing things, working on things about himself. So that's the scoop.
Hey,
All
you
right.
know what? And that's what people need,
Yes.
You want a partner, not a project. So I mean, you definitely want somebody who takes the time to invest in themselves and work out all of their you know, issues, and some
Yes.
people find out, hey, I don't really believe this, but I was raised with this belief because my family had it, but you know what? It doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't,
Yes.
I don't really, believe this kind of like I don't see that with my eyes and I'm an individual sovereign person, so it's not my experience, but
No.
it's amazing to know how much of how we view the world is just programmed into us and we don't even some people don't second guess it. You know, other people do because they say, hey, this isn't really this reality I'm living is not reflecting this belief. It's an old belief. I need to get rid of it and get a new one.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. You have to, Dr. Phil would say, rise above your raisin.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So we're basically at the do you have time for one more or are we done?
We'll do one last question.
One
Happy.
last question. Mark, my daughter Christy has health problems. Will she ever get help from a good doctor? No luck so far. Her name is Christy.
Christy.
Will
Um,
Christy get help from good doctors? Hmm.
when I look at Christy, um, I really feel like this is I'm hearing endocrine system being a
Mm,
problem. I want to ask her to look at has she had that looked at. I think that's
mm,
hormones.
mm,
That I think that's
mm,
so take a look at that as an issue.
mm,
Also too, it feels like that there's like a um, more than one there are comorbidities at work here.
mm,
So that it feels like that there would be more than so because it feels like that she has two things to fix to manage. It's going to be complicated. It will remain complicated. I would say dealing with a few symptoms may be the best that you could do at this time. It feels like that there will be a doctor that comes along. It feels like someone needs to look at her more holistically, as opposed to, if all you have is a hammer, you're gonna everything is a nail. Get to someone who can do more of a holistic. In fact, I want to ask you to look at like natural paths, someone who can step back before getting you into the specialized care that, it might feel you need that. I feel like someone needs to step back and see all of the complexity of what she's
Mm.
dealing with. And there is more than one health issue concern in play.
Well, tomorrow night, just so everyone knows, I'll be interviewing Dr. Michael Hollick, who is a professor of medicine, physiology, and biophysics at Boston University School of Medicine. He
Wow.
has he has discovered the active form of vitamin D, and we're going to have our second conversation about this Danlos syndrome, which a lot of people don't know about. It's like a mitochondrial disorder, and a lot of problems really happen as a result of vitamin D deficiency. A lot of people don't know that. Um, so he's gonna be on. We're gonna be doing the live stream on Facebook tomorrow night. Well, actually tomorrow afternoon around 4 p.m. So if you want to tune in for that, I would definitely recommend it. He's going to have a presentation that he goes through that explains things, and he's put a lot of effort into doing this to inform the public. He is a stage 3 prostate cancer survivor himself, and he's running the Boston Marathon, and he's doing it in
Wow.
honor of these girls that he diagnosed in his clinic who unfortunately passed away and donated their body for research. And they
Oh,
did
wow.
post-mortem studies and determined that they did find, there were significant findings to talk about that, he says, there's a relationship to brain fog, there's osteoarthritis, there's all kinds of deficiencies, rickets, of course. That's why we have to have vitamin D fortified food, right?
Yeah.
Um, so Dr. Hollick is going to be featured a lot on the GoldFish Report because there's many reasons I don't want to get into now because it's not the appropriate time. But there's let's see. So you know that our body produces its own vitamin D, right, from the sun.
Mhm.
Right, right.
So I'm just so curious to know what he thinks about chemtrails blocking out the rays of the sun. Because from what I understand, UVA are the ones that penetrate very, very deep into the sun and cause damage. UVB are the ones that we need for our body. It literally turns on the cells in our body to produce vitamin D on our own. And
Oh,
uh, that's not the only vitamin or you know um, organic substance that our body creates in response to our exposure to the sun. Like we have this very important, symbiotic relationship, maybe more life or death, really, relationship with our sun. And the fact that they're spraying the skies is is this deliberate because it does affect the immune system.
mhm.
So if we don't have access to vitamin D, life on this planet probably, will could destroy your immune system will eventually succumb.
Mhm.
Perhaps that may be a big statement, but he'll be on tomorrow night. We'll go live on Facebook at 4 o'clock, and then at 8 o'clock, we have reverse speech analyst Tiffany Fontenot coming on to give
Oh,
us some more reversals from, well, let's see, political leaders. She's always exposing this transhumanist agenda, and she gets down, to identifying where it's coming from, who's involved, and who's targeting, and the whole internet of bodies. So, unfortunately, this is related to that jab, and basically everyone who's had one has is being monitored and is sending and transmitting signals because you have biotech in your body.
mhm.
But go to How Bad Is My Batch, and you can find out if you have anything to be concerned about. We know Attorney Tom Renz is No, I'm sorry. Tom Callender has put together a class action lawsuit against the military for vaccine injuries as a result of the jab being forced on people who were in the military,
Right.
and also people who were, which Trump just reversed. So he just reinstated everyone who was discharged for not taking, for refusing to take the jab. He
Mhm.
reinstated them with back pay. So in case anyone didn't know that. But this is it for tonight. I wanted to thank everybody. Yes, no, 4 p.m. tomorrow on YouTube, the Goldfish Report. So
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I said YouTube. I meant Facebook. I'm so sorry.
Facebook.
Facebook.
So go to facebook.com// that is the Goldfish Report.
And if people want to find me, you can go to
You do
Mark.
yeah, you could screen share it too. If sometimes I forget, but you should, if you have it
Oh, that's all
handy,
right.
you could screen share. Hold on a second. Right, exactly. So Mark, if you want to have a private reading with Mark, this is where you would go. Let's see. uh, right here. This is
Thank you.
marknelsonmedium.com, and you have the tabs up at the top. It'll tell you all about Mark, where he's available, where he's going to be. He's going to be on the Goldfish Report every Friday, which was so
Yes.
nice of him to, come and join us. And also for readings, private readings. So they're an hour long usually, or half an
Half
hour
an
long.
hour or an hour reading
An hour reading, is that
and by
okay?
phone. So,
Okay, or by phone. Okay. Do you
oh,
also work, do you do like Zoom or a Skype
yeah, if
readings
someone wants
too?
to Zoom or Skype, if you have a Zoom link, I'll use it.
Yeah.
But I also have Skype. So if you have Skype, we can do video face to face.
Yeah.
Um, some people want that. For me, it's like it's almost a little bit of a distraction, but I do it, and it doesn't
Yeah.
really
Mm.
matter. It's like, and don't anyone think that I'm not trying to pay attention to you. I'm trying to pay attention to who's here for you.
Yeah. It's good to have the link to Zoom though, because you can record it
Yep,
and you can play it back, because it doesn't always make sense to you right away. Sometimes
definitely.
sometimes some things in the reading will make sense a little down the road, and then it'll be like, oh, wait a minute, where did I hear that before? That was Mark. And then I would go back to the reading and I'd say, oh, I'd go back over it, and then it would make more sense. So sometimes it's great to have that reading because you'll have
Yeah,
the evidence, not, the record of it, right? And
yep.
you could take notes too, whatever works out really good. So great to see you. Happy Valentine's Day to
Happy
everyone out there.
Valentine's.
Yeah,
Times.
wishing everyone lots of love and peace and safety. So, having said
Yes.
that, Barb and Mark, you two adorable lovebirds. You're so cute.
Our balloon.
It's a
You
balloon.
guys are so
I
cute.
got that early. I'm no dummy.
It's so sweet. So cute.
Right.
I love you guys. You're so
Love
great.
you back, Jen.
So you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next week with Mark and Barb for another Food for the Soul. So have a great weekend, and this concludes this edition of the Goldfish Report. Thanks for joining us.